You want to build a house and you have no idea how you're going to pay for it. In this video, we're going to talk about the many ways that you can finance a new home build. Dan Notch here, founder of Emmett Leo Homes, a luxury home building company and your insider into the world of building and designing luxury homes. Quick reminder, if you haven't already, make sure to head over to emmettleohomes.com and download our free planning guide, which gives you tips about what you need to plan when building a home and some of our professional design boards from our favorite projects. So some of my videos have been blowing up lately, and I'm getting a lot of comments about different facets of the home building process. One of the questions that kept coming up was about how to finance a new home build. But that's a loaded question because there are many different ways to do that depending on who you are, what you have, and what you want to do. The first perspective I'm going to go over is from the point of view of someone wanting to buy a new home build or build with a home builder. The second one is from the point of view of someone that wants to general contract their own home. And the third is from a real estate investor point or that of a spec builder. So let's dive right in. The most well-known way to finance a build is through a construction mortgage. Now, construction mortgages are broken down into two types. The draw mortgage, which is generally used if you are building a home from scratch by yourself or with a builder, and the completion mortgage, which is used when you are buying a home from a builder, which is almost done or about 2 months away from completion. Most of the big banks are quite similar in their approach to the construction mortgage, where they require a 20 to 25% down payment on the cost of the home and proof that you own the land. The money is advanced in draws during construction, with a schedule that shows you how far the home has to be built in order to access the money. In order to release a draw, most banks send out an appraiser to make sure that the work has been done as required. Here in Canada, you can simply look up the Appraisal Institute of Canada draw guidelines to get a better idea of what the percentage of completion on your home looks like. Normally, I've found that most banks want to stick to about 4 draws, one at around 16%, 35, 65, and 100%. You'll get many different variations of this from different lenders, but know that it's usually around 3 to 4 draws. Once the construction is complete, the draw mortgage changes over to a normal mortgage or ends with a new one when you pay the existing construction mortgage off. A very important point to consider is that conventional lenders will not combine your draw mortgage with the purchase of the vacant land. You'll have to buy the land separately or get a completely separate loan in order to purchase the land. And be warned, you'll probably need a larger down payment than for a house at around 30 to 35% of the cost of the land. Most banks don't like bare land, and some won't even finance them. You can buy the land outright, use lines of credits or a HELOC, also known as a home equity line of credit, or, and here's a pro investor tip, negotiate with the seller of the land to pay them after you've built and then refinance the new home on their land. Tricky, but it can be done. A completion mortgage, on the other hand, is the second type of construction mortgage and is used when you are buying a complete or almost complete house built by a home builder. This is really just like setting up a normal mortgage. However, it may have different terms if the home has not completed construction. Okay, now let's move on to financing a build if you're wanting to be your own GC or general contractor or build your own house. If you're building your own place or you just need structured place to record ideas for planning, make sure to check out emmettleohomes.com to get your free building planner guide, as well as our design boards from our favorite projects. Now, I've been getting lots of feedback about people wanting to build their own home without a builder, and that's awesome and completely doable. But there are some things you need to be aware of when financing a self-build. Most banks require that you build with a licensed builder, which is registered with a new home warranty program, or a certified general contractor that also carries similar insurance. If you are acting as your own general contractor, you might have to pay much higher premiums or down payments, as the bank sees this as more of a risk that the home will not be built properly or have major deficiencies that they'll have to deal with if they have to foreclose. If you're building it yourself, there are different financing products available, like the self-built program from Genworth, which is not one of the 5 big banks, but a dedicated mortgage insurance company, and may be able to work with you if you don't qualify for a typical construction mortgage. I'm not affiliated with Genworth at all and only included the link for you as value and to have a starting point. I'll put it in the comments section so you have a good place to start. If you're in the States, make sure to look for a similar product where you are. Also, credit unions are generally smaller and willing to look at smaller deals and base their decisions on the person and not just the numbers presented or of the build. Another way, if you are building it yourself, falls into the same category as a real estate investor building a home on spec or a home builder trying to finance his next project. This means that they are building it to sell and to make money. I originally started my career in building and flipping spec homes. I still do luxury residential spec projects right now. I do these projects without an end buyer and plan to make a profit after I am done building. The way that I structure most of my big deals is a combination of raising capital from private investors, from private lenders, and going through professional mortgage brokers that have great connections with people looking to set up second or third mortgages. If you're thinking about raising capital, make sure to learn how first. I believe in shrinking timeframes by hiring the right people to teach me, mainly because I'm impatient and I want to learn as much as I can as quickly as possible. So I pay people. I pay coaches, mentors, I've taken courses and learned from some of the best. And if you're in the same mindset, then that's great. If not, that's cool too. Just be ready for a long and arduous journey of not knowing where the landmines are and raising capital and wasting a lot of time trying to figure out what works and what doesn't. Hit me up in the comments if you want some direction about the coaching that I've taken. The general rule of thumb for raising capital is to find someone with money, offer them either a negotiated fixed return between 8 and 12% on their money, or cut them in as an equity partner on the profits. If you're able to find a private lender that is willing to lend on ARV or after repair value, then it's your job to make sure that you create a successful track record for them to see and base it off of. Haven't done any deals or built before? That's cool. Show them the learning that you are doing, the deals that you have analyzed, and exactly how you're going to build the spec home without wasting money, going over budget, or going over time. So there are a bunch of ways to finance a new home build regardless of your position. If you have any questions, make sure to ask them in the comments, and I might make a video answering your exact question if I can't answer it quickly. Thanks for watching.